In the northern reaches of Europe, where the wind carries the whispers of ancient seafarers and the light stretches long into summer nights, lies a nation both modest in size and mighty in spirit, Denmark. A land of islands and coastlines, where Viking legacies sail alongside cutting-edge sustainability, Denmark is a tapestry woven from centuries of history, quiet strength, and modern innovation. Its story begins with longboats carving paths through the icy seas, and unfolds into a society where education is free, healthcare universal, and trust forms the foundation of daily life. In this kingdom, balance is not a goal but a way of being, where citizens glide on bicycles through cities designed for people, not cars, and where Hygge, the uniquely Danish concept of warmth and togetherness, softens even the coldest winters. From the bright facades of Copenhagen's Nyhavn to the silent, windswept dunes of Jutland, Denmark is a study in contrasts. Minimalist yet rich, quiet yet influential, traditional yet forward-thinking. Here, democracy thrives beside a revered constitutional monarchy, led by a queen known not just for duty, but for her devotion to art, history, and culture. Danish design speaks in whispers of simplicity and elegance, from the contours of a chair to the building blocks of Lego. Innovation hums in the background as clean energy, digital leadership, and green urban planning shape a sustainable future. Yet beyond the headlines and global rankings, the soul of Denmark lies in its people, resilient, collaborative, humorous, and deeply rooted in community. In towns like Aarhus, Odense, and Aalborg, local pride thrives, while connections to Greenland and the Faroe Islands extend the Danish spirit far beyond its mainland. It is a place where stories, from Hans Christian Andersen's timeless tales to the vibrant beats of Roskilde's music festivals, are celebrated as much as scientific breakthroughs and quiet evenings by candlelight. It is a country where the past is not forgotten but embraced, where bonfires light up midsummer skies, and ancient ruins share space with digital dreams. Denmark does not boast. It simply exists as a quiet model of what is possible. A nation rooted in social trust, lifted by imagination, and propelled by a common purpose. It is not just a location on the map, but a philosophy lived every day. This is Denmark, where heritage meets harmony, and the future is built not on dominance, but on dignity. To understand Denmark is to understand a rhythm, not loud, not hurried, but deliberate, purposeful, and full of grace. It is the steady lapping of waves against its 7,000 kilometers of coastline, the creak of timber in centuries-old cottages, the whisper of wind that moves both tall grass and modern turbines. It is a nation stitched together not by grand gestures but by quiet excellence. A place where modernity doesn't erase history, but stands beside it, respectfully, thoughtfully. Denmark is a living contradiction that works, where minimalist design carries deep emotion, where global innovation is born in humble workshops and local cafes, and where the cold northern climate fosters some of the world's warmest communities. Its cities breathe with sustainability, bike lanes outnumber highways, buildings drink sunlight, and trash becomes energy. Here, the green economy isn't an experiment, it's a way of life. The Danes are not driven by excess, but by equilibrium. Their wealth is measured in well-being, not extravagance, in free time, not overtime. In Denmark, success is shared, and ambition wears humility like a tailored coat. In schools, children are not only taught facts but encouraged to think, question, and collaborate. In workplaces, hierarchy gives way to openness and trust, and in neighborhoods, you'll find community gardens, open libraries, and neighbors who still say, hello. Culture here isn't confined to museums. It pulses in music festivals, street art, culinary innovations, and everyday traditions. Danish cuisine, once simple and rustic, now stands at the frontier of gastronomy, turning local, seasonal ingredients into global experiences. From smoked herring on a Baltic island to Michelin-starred menus in Copenhagen, food in Denmark tells a story of the sea, the soil, and the seasons. The people here grow up surrounded by nature not as a luxury, but as a right. Woods, lakes, beaches, all within reach, all held in reverence. And amid all this, the Danish soul remains refreshingly self-aware, satirical, introspective, and always ready to laugh. especially at itself. From dark comedies to clever cartoons, from philosophical thinkers like Søren Kierkegaard to the poignant silences of Nordic cinema, Denmark shows the world that depth doesn't need noise. Its monarchy doesn't demand spectacle, its leaders ride bicycles, and its innovations arrive quietly but leave a lasting mark. Whether it's the global rise of Danish fashion, the seamless elegance of Danish furniture, or the boundary-pushing ideas in biotech, film, and AI, Denmark continues to punch far above its weight, not by competing louder, but by creating smarter. And yet, even in this global influence, Denmark never loses its intimacy. In winter, candles glow behind every window, lighting not just rooms but a collective sense of calm. In summer, laughter rises from open-air cafes and harbor baths as the midnight sun lingers. The Faroe Islands rise like emerald giants from the Atlantic, and Greenland's icy expanse reminds the world that Denmark's reach stretches across continents and cultures. The Danes embrace both their roots and their responsibility as members of the EU, stewards of the Arctic, and contributors to global peace, climate solutions, and humanitarian aid. They don't shout about their values, they live them. And in a world often spinning too fast, Denmark offers something rare, a chance to slow down and reconnect, to find depth in the simple, freedom in responsibility, and beauty in balance. So when you walk through a Danish village, where the air is clean, the streets are safe, and strangers still greet you with kindness, know that you are witnessing a quiet revolution, not of politics or power, but of principles, of how a small nation can shape big ideas, of how harmony, dignity, and human-centered living can build a society not just to admire, but to learn from. This too is Denmark, a country that doesn't just ask what it wants to be, but who it wants to become. And in that question lies its enduring magic. As the sun sets over Denmark's timeless landscape, we leave with more than memories, we leave with meaning. This small nation quietly shows the world that harmony, trust, and balance can shape a better future. From its green cities to warm traditions, Denmark inspires us to live thoughtfully and connect deeply. In every whisper of wind and flicker of candlelight, its story continues. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the heart of Scandinavia. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe for more journeys that matter. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.